Hello there, guys. I am here to talk about a pretty specific topic I want to cover on. This video I seen, that my video got deleted multiple times on. And is this fucking community of pro wrestling is very toxic. I just want to get this all done. I just want to get this all done for and tell you why it's literally dying. And this is a pretty good topic to talk about. I've been wrestling since late 2013 late 2013, early 2014, all the way through to fucking 2020, right? Just to make sure. And I used to be a wrestling junkie whenever I was little, so I mean, everything always changes, so I'm just gonna boom, just get this all out of just to get this all out, right? So I've been in pro wrestling for 7 years. Well, and this is late 2013 I'm talking about, so almost 7 years, a little bit. This is almost 7 years. And if you take a look at 2014 in my career, it's more 6 years. So, almost 7. I used to, and this is only 6 years into my retirement of pro wrestling. I've been pro wrestling for quite a while. In 6 years, I mean, even though it's not enough, I'm just saying that's just it. I never wanted to put this as a topic, but here we are with this topic. So, searching up pro wrestling right now. Originally, I was gonna watch the 2.4 hours of a moment, but then I changed my mind on that. Well, so here we go. Oh, wrestling is dying featuring a dumbass. Oh. The fuck, man? Okay, you want... This is being a bitch. Give me a sec. I know you do not question what I put right there. Just do not. I just want to get this video out the way. Good. Now y'all can see where I'm going to be getting at. I'm going to be coming on, and I'm going to be literally just saying something about this community. I don't care if they ask me to take down this video, because it's my video. This is literally my video and my rules. So if you want to come talk to me, come contact me, bud. I'll comment my Discord down below, bud. You can contact me from there. I can honestly say this. What I'm saying is gonna be true, bud. I can back out. I'm not even backing down on this little opinion, right? Stone Cold did this. I can do the same too. So, fuck it. So, this guy with an intro of some sort, he thinks he's a big shot, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to be at least decent up until, oh god, it's been a while. So I mean, let's watch this. Wait, on. Okay, this is what the realist Oliver said. I've learned that you can't have the big federation unless a hardcore attends. Absolutely disgusting. This is why pro wrestling is dying. Yup. Very agreeable. Very fucking agreeable. This guy that did this little comment is very, very right on this. Very right on this. And another reason why pro wrestling is dying also is because of what recently happened in history is the toxicity that we've actually had. So let's keep going with this. Oh, here we go. One of the reasons why pro wrestling is dying: idiots changing gimmicks 10 times a week. Hyperbole, but seriously, people who actually change their gimmicks so much in a month. I can honestly admit I changed my gimmick multiple times, so I found the right gimmick and the right person. This is, I mean, that's another reason people changing gimmicks 10 times a week. And this is, I admit I changed my gimmick 10 times a week, but I had multiple gimmicks too. I had multiple gimmicks. Let me just say that. I had Kane, I had Grave Cena, I had Grave Cena, I had Drew Coda. I think just Drew Coda was a Kevin Steen gimmick. So count that as well. I don't really know why I even put that in, but just had to. Another gimmick I know about would be CM Grave, which was my, I don't know, man. What's another one I could think of? A scrapped gimmick known as Grave Styles. Yeah, we all know how Drew Coda and Grave Styles went. They both were scrapped by me. John Soprano, I do not know. I mean, I'd give him credit to the original guy who I know I actually gotten the gimmick from. Well, it's mostly a Moxley gimmick, as well as Grave Ambrose and Grave Moxley, and Grave Moxley was my last gimmick and last time I've actually been in a pro wrestling event. Just pretty unfortunate. Let's continue on this. I swear, I hear this pro wrestling is dying sentence every year. It's becoming a tradition. Laughing face emoji. This, honestly, that is literally a toxic way to become hated. By saying that. That's Gioni is a toxic motherfucker. Continue on this, I guess. We've been gone for a while, taking our time off this toxic fake pro wrestling shit. We are over it. Everything that was toxic along with it. We both officially retired and are not coming back for a long ass while. Ramirez twins out. Yep, and that's one of the reasons I actually retired from wrestling. Same thing as this person. Same thing as this. Same thing. That's one of the reasons I retired from pro wrestling. That's just one of the reasons I retired from pro wrestling. And you know what? I'm glad I retired from pro wrestling. I'm glad I'm done from wrestling in general. I'm just glad. 2020 was my last year, and I'm fucking done with wrestling in general, honestly. 2020 was the last year of Gravedigger 20166. You never heard from me again. And you know what? I'm glad you guys never heard from me again. Because here's the thing. I switched over to sim racing. Yes, well, after all this esports, pro wrestling shit, fake, it was honestly toxic and fake. Back then, it used to be cool. Back then, it used to be like a cool thing. It used to bring in a lot of fans, a lot of attention, a lot of like, and now it's just sad how it's going right now, and I can honestly agree with a lot of this that they're saying. Ah, ha 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 ha. Happy May. I'm going to say right now, I'm going to finish my career in pro wrestling. It was a wild 7 years, and I loved every bit of it ever since I went on to this beautiful platform on Roblox. I won't be leaving Roblox. This is something I've been tired of. 1 out of 2. I've been almost wrestling for 7. I've been almost wrestling for I've been almost retired for like 2020 was the last year that I actually did pro wrestling, and then I just was like, fuck it, I'm done. And then like that all 6 years, I can honestly say 2020 was the last time 2020 was the last year I actually wrestled, and then I was done. And moved on to this new life. So I mean, I'm glad. Like, not everybody goes to see what's really going. Like, I've been done. I've been done since 2020, and it's pretty much dying. I can probably tell. And here's another one. Remember when pro wrestling was one whole community? Now it's reached a point where it's so divided. Remember when it used to be fun, now ruined by toxicity, racism, and cheaters. Honestly, I do agree with this. I'm just gonna agree with this and say it was like, it's toxic, dude. It's toxic. Toxic, racist. Everything is done. I think I'm gonna retire. Pro wrestling doesn't despite my interest anymore. That's what I honestly said. That's when I honestly said whenever I thought about this, and I went on to sim racing. Wishes to you, bud. I want to retire. I'm not enjoying pro wrestling if I get reached every match, and that's how I lose. I agree, bro.
No, I don't want to hop on the bandwagon of, oh, the community is dying, it's getting too toxic, because it's really not that true. I do want to talk about, is the community dying from a viewpoint?
It's because of this fucking true dumbass.
outside of people leaving, because
I want to get on this topic right
is
now.
growing. If you look at it
I saw
from
this at the top of my
literally
page, and
every
I'm like,
perspective, a
what the
developing
fuck?
perspective, we have literally everything that you could ever want. And then from an attendance factor, who else is able to hit 100 player servers and even 200? And then we have like 60 player shows. Like, this is a pretty crazy thing if you look at it. I don't think the community is dying. I think the community is growing. Just because people that you know are leaving doesn't mean that represents the community as a whole, because we have tons of new people coming in. Here's what I mean when I say, is the community dying? Are we losing two things, motivation and substance? So the first one is, motivation is something that, like, I feel is really gone, because people wanted to be number one after APRW ended, and then BPW did not take over. But I've been feeling this effect, post number one effect. Let's call it that. I've been feeling this effect where I don't see that there's a number one. I know WWE is technically number one. In my opinion, I don't think the Feds is really that creative. I don't think that they're doing anything new or innovative. Ever since APRW ended, the standards for federations got so low. And what I mean by that is, we need a number one in order to have a standard of quality, but we don't really have that anymore. So what is the standard? People, like, Fed owners don't give a shit anymore. I'm not saying that they have to put in like tons of hours. At some point, if your show becomes like super generic, what's the point? And then they complain about it being boring. I hate it when people complain about pro wrestling being boring, but they do nothing to make it fun for them. They don't hang out with people, they don't look for new things, they don't change their character, they don't even have a character, and they expect it to be this huge, fun, amazing experience when they don't even put any work into it. That's on you, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be spending hours at someone's federation, and if that show is fucking boring, it's their fault. That's why I've been trying to do the UWI. Like, I want to be able to sit through 2 hours of a show and be entertained.
Honestly, the show is stupid, but the show is very fucking stupid nowadays.
Something that, if you leave that show, you have something to think about. For all that AXW gets wrong, they can have an entertaining show. But I don't see that with normal federations now. Now we just got this whole entire genre. I forgot who said it, but it was one of the OWA devs. There's a bunch of APRW copy and pastes. I mean, if we look at literally every single arena, APRW copy and paste arenas, fog, wedges, the same arenas over and over again. Everyone wants to have these fucking annoying wedge arenas. When Sama made the Raymond James Stadium, I know that's going to be the WrestleMania venue. That is an example of a good arena. But people don't do that. They make the most generic looking arenas.
Very much.
Right now we're at the peak of production quality.
But it's still fucking dying, dumbass. Well, Blania Network is literally, I don't really care if you see my video or not. All I'm gonna say, the fucking that fucking Raw Wrestling is dying, but I'm just putting it out there right now. I didn't want to talk about this topic, but I wanted to talk about this topic right now. And this is just stupid. Raw Wrestling is dying. I switched to sim racing for a reason. And I'm glad I switched over to sim racing because of this fucking toxicity. Toxicity, fucking racism, everything that everyone else put on their Twitters. And it's very true. I've experienced it myself, to say the least. And I never enjoyed it. I never enjoyed it anymore. Ever since I fucking literally just, like, it's like stupid, honestly. Like here's the thing. What if you steal someone, and what if you steal someone's fucking piece of shit account that they don't sometimes use, and this guy walks up to you and hacks it like this, give him your fucking account, and then, like, steals your account, and it, like, that happened to me. That happened to me about twice on Gravedigger 20166, not on Steve Waters 2017. So, why exactly? I do not know why. I do not give a shit why. But you know what? All of that's in the past. I'm already ready to move through. So let's keep on going on with
having
this.
amazing stuff, amazing promotional graphics, trailers, all this stuff we have. We're at the peak. But I feel like nobody really cares about putting on a consistent show with storylines, characters, and all this, because you can get away with just being boring. Who's going to stop?
See if I can put it this way. In RWS, I was with a trio. Oh, it's kind of like the Shield, right? We called ourselves the Strike Force. That's a stupid name, but it was called the Strike Force. I mean, it was kind of like the Shield. We wore tactical gear. Kind of similar to how the Shield does, to be exact, but I mean, you know what the Shield did. I mean, I know it wasn't original or anything like that, but I mean, we had our own gimmicks at the time. I was Grave Ambrose / Grave Moxley at the time. We had a good storyline going, even with the breakup thing, which I honestly liked. Not to mention, it was a decent storyline. I can tell you that. But I just don't want to think about it right now. It's just stupid.
Nobody cares, because
Stupid
people have
nowadays.
these ideas that they have to go to a federation in order to get popular, and they have to go to this fed because they have live attendance. But the people don't understand that you guys, little wrestlers individually, you guys are the ones that decide which fed is popular. You guys can do that. If you have friends, just go to a fed together with them. And let's say you have like 5 people, that's 5 extra players, and it might not seem a lot, but they can suddenly go from 35 to 40. It's a big change. And what's even like crazier is that people will spend hours at a federation only because they're popular and they want to gain relevancy. My guy, just go to an indie fed. I don't get it. Just go to another fed that will like not be ours.
Here's the thing, if like, the Strike Force had, after RWS went to IEW, they reunited it. I mean, sure, we had good storylines going on with the Strike Force reuniting and all that, but, like, I was mostly like this, don't get me wrong, I was like the fucking John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, that shit, but it's stupid nowadays to think about it. Nowadays, when you're thinking about switching over to another type of esport, I mean, you snap into it, and you're now thinking, what am I doing with my life right now with pro wrestling? What am I doing with my life now? As the cat just jumped onto here. Why do you... No, you're not gonna go on. No. The cat's gone. No. No. Ruby, no. Fucking Ruby. Alright. I'm gonna have to cut that out. I'm getting off topic a little bit with dog loves to mess around and oh god. Let's just focus on this. I'm not gonna fucking stick around with this in all day with these dogs in my room. Like, holy crap. Well, Xeno's okay. I'll get Xeno. But fuck, where was I on, dude? Where was I fucking on? That's what it was. So I just I think I just remembered. I don't know. I just don't want to think about it. I just don't want to think about it right now. I just
and 2,
fucking
value
hate this.
your time. I don't see any
I'm
Fed owners
already
building
hating
talent.
this
I
already.
don't see any Fed owners making stars. Don't go to Feds that are boring. It's that simple.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were having a good storyline and all that, and now I just decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to sim racing now. I'm sticking with sim racing, and that's where I ended up now. If you snap into it, you'll say, "What am I doing with my life?" And It's a quick process to know what you're doing with your life. And what I did with my life is very stupid with pro wrestling. I mean, I'm just speaking the truth right now with pro wrestling being the topic of this video. I don't get this vid because I just got here. I know they're talking about wrestling. Why couldn't you just take the dogs out? So how was your day? Hold it. Just hold it. Anyways.
have so many federations, and you're telling me you have to go to the specific 5 feds?
Deeper thoughts.
People feel like they have an obligation to be at that show. I just think there are so many more opportunities that people could be taking advantage of, and they don't. And then when they don't get their way, they don't get relevant, and they just proceed to blame pro wrestling. People blame pro wrestling as a community for it being boring, when in reality, it's on all of us. I think people just don't like taking accountability.
Whoa. Your deeper thoughts do not matter. Your deeper thoughts do not fucking matter. Because you know what? Some people are literally pissed off at pro wrestling. Alright, time for the summary.
Pro wrestling is not dying, it is growing.
What? Pro wrestling is not dying. Pro wrestling is not dying in this world. What the f... Can we call 911 on this person saying... Can we call 911 on this guy? I don't know if I should call 911 on this guy, Roblania Network, saying Pro Wrestling isn't dying, in him getting offended by it. Pro Wrestling is honestly dying, and that is my just thing. You read some of the... I read some of the comments. I'm gonna go through this. It's really dying. And I read some of this. Like you read this all the way through. All the way through, and this is one of the reasons. Yep. If I can fucking move my mouse, that would be lovely. Acting like a fucking old douchebag. Thank you very much. This is one you could read for yourself. Even if you go to the beginning of my video. Is the comedian dying? In my opinion, yes it is. Is pro wrestling comedian dying? In my opinion, yes it is. How the heck is wrestling boring? It's serious. I'm just gonna... Well, in my opinion, do you want a cat right now? Does that solve your problems? You want a cat right now? Does that solve your problems, buddy? Anyways. I What makes it boring, honestly, what makes it boring, in It's very true. The storylines in WWE is one of them. AEW too. I mean, storylines. This is one of the reasons. The storylines. I can honestly say that's what basically is boring about it. The modern storylines. So now back then, Attitude Era, the storylines used to be so exciting. So exciting. Like this cat right here. The storyline used to be exciting. PG Era, same thing. Attitude Era, same thing. They have iconic storylines back then. They had iconic storylines back then. Ruby, no. I did not want. No, Ruby. No. Ruby. Anyways, where are the modern storylines in old school storylines? So, PG Era. Now that you watch a V. No. Fucker. Keep going with that. Alright. As I was really fucking saying, it's boring because the storylines do not do well to the modern times. PG Era and now PG Era, Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era. Those three had good storylines in it. Three of those things has good storylines in it. All the way back then, and now all of a sudden you got AEW with their boring storylines. WWE with their boring storylines. I mean, it's very true once you think about it. It's very true once you think about it. And honestly, whenever I thought about doing wrestling, I was like little at the time. So you know what? It's really stupid. Just think about it right now. Just to say, you know what? Pro wrestling was great. No, I ain't gonna say that. Pro wrestling isn't great anymore. I mean, sure, I have these two belts hanging up on my wall, but it's so stupid. Really, it's nothing but wrestling is just nothing but fake. Wrestling is just nothing but fake. That's just all it is. Fake, toxic, racist, shit like that. I mean, people change their gimmicks a lot, and I didn't like that. I did not like that a lot in wrestling. My time as a world wrestler, I've done that. I've done pro wrestling since late 2013 and early 2014, and it was a very stupid time. And you know what? I can honestly say, I'm glad I'm done with wrestling. Wrestling has been the main reason. Wrestling has been the main reason I have been like this. Wrestling in general is the main reason why I was so toxic back then and very stupid, very dumb. I was like that back then. You take a look at me now with sim racing. I have more common sense. I have more friends than rivals, and I just don't give up on sim racing. Racing has always been my passion. Since I was little, racing has always been my passion. Wrestling used to be my passion, but now I just hate it. Wrestling has never been my passion, ever. And whenever I realized that wrestling's fake, I just fucking moved on and said, you know what? I think it's time for me to move on. I'm going over to sim racing, and I'm doing much more better in sim racing. Now, I could have put this as so I could have put this as wrestler does racing, but nah, because you know what? Even though Jeffrey Earnhardt is an MMA fighter and a NASCAR driver, Jeffrey literally chose racing over MMA, combat sports. He's an Earnhardt, so I don't deny that. So yeah. This was a very stupid topic that I wanted to cover. That was a very stupid topic I wanted to cover, to say the least. In conclusion, wrestling is dying. Pro wrestling is dying. Wrestlers are retiring. Retirement is that. Like, retirement comes, buddy. Retirement comes. Pro wrestling is that good option to retire. Wrestling is that good option to retire. Racing, not so much. Because racing, you get more action. I'm just gonna say that right there. You're pretty much in a nice, fast car. It has lots of sponsorships. Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna end it off right here. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And it says battery is low, so I'm gonna charge my laptop, and it's done.